Okay,
Let's get
so
into Kenya and these confessionals on YouTube, honey.
yeah, baby, while we were gone
Mm,
off of the YouTube, somebody tried to take our place.
okay. And come in here with cameras and things.
Now, Miss Kenya Moore has debuted to the world, everybody, a series called Confessionals, in my word, okay? In my words, excuse me. This is Kenya Moore's content down to the YouTube where she is sharing her thoughts on this season of
Season.
The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Q, did
Mm,
you get a chance to watch her first
you know I
installment?
did. You
I know
know
you
I
did. I know
did.
you
You know I
did.
live for this type of foolishness. I'm so proud of Kenya. I'm proud of her voice. I'm proud of her team. I'm proud of her. It takes a lot to get beat down by the public and still have your voice and still stand 10 toes in your decision and who you are. Kenya's confessional videos just prove one, just how professional she is. It proves two, just how solid she is and just who she is. And she doesn't need a network or a team of women or anybody else to make decisions. And you can just hear and see like her passion was all up and through the video. Like I have no critique about her um camera work, camera ops, and all the production side of things. Y'all know I was tearing Nene Leak's ass up a couple of weeks ago about that one angle. Kenya came in and gave me what I needed, what I wanted and needed to see. You can tell she ran that thing by Candy Burris and was like, okay, what you think about this? Because you know Candy's a legend in the YouTube streets. Kenya, yeah, she ate that up and she gave a lot of juice. She didn't play with us. Like soon as she started it, she jumped right into the Brit situation. You know, it was funny, it was fun. It wasn't a whole lot of music and stuff over it, but it was edited nicely. And you know, it was quiet. We could hear everything she said. She was mic'd up. She looked fab.
Yeah.
She had that nasty ass ring on. The body was snatched. I mean, the details were there. I mean, it looked like a confessional. It looked like if she were to do confessionals for the housewives, that would have been it. She had the whole half. She had a half camera. She had a whole body camera. Like she had a side view camera. She looked great. Like I have no complaints or have any critiques about Kenya's YouTube confessions. And if I don't want to give everything away, but I will say she answered a lot of the questions everybody been asking all season. She answered. She talked about the gun. She talked about the gun. She talked about the whips. She talked about just her stint here on Housewives and the things that she's been through and the things that she's had to go through and how she got here and how things are seeming a bit unfair because she feels like these type of things happen all the time. And she even gets into what I loved about it. She gets into discussing what is actual. I'm gonna just spell it out. Or PORE revenge or
Yeah. She
revenge
did.
PORN. She kind of got into those details as well, and she even let us know, child, that it's not revenge if Miss Brit still has all of this stuff
She ate with
still
that.
presently online. And what I learned about Kenya is wording. What I learned from her in that video is wording. Kenya's a very smart woman. Very smart woman. I hope she gets the invite back to the reunion. I hope she gets the invite to the reunion. And I actually hope she and Bravo can clear this shit up. It definitely sounds like a misunderstanding. And I definitely feel like Brit deserves some repercussions as well. But just to bring my stuff back to Kenya, Kenya did an amazing job with this. And I think she's going to be doing more. It wasn't like a hit and done. It was like come back next week. She even had some YouTube lingo in there, like, subscribe, and comment. So you can tell she did her homework and it's just not trying to come over here and do some shit. And the views was up. I mean, Mama hit about 500K plus. So that first one was good, boo.
Yeah, I thought what Kenya did was absolutely fabulous from the way that it looked.
Yeah.
The way it looked was absolutely amazing. I tweeted that this is arguably some of the best YouTube content we've seen come out of Atlanta amongst all of the girls, not only the reality TV girls, but even the YouTubers and podcasters, a lot of them whom I've worked with. Yes, I included my own work in that when I said this is some of the best work I've seen come out of the city when it comes to YouTube content, original YouTube content. So shout out to the production team for helping her create this aesthetic. Absolutely beautiful. I thought she looked beautiful. Of course, it's Kenya Moore. She's going to do that. That's a given. You know, she's always going to be stunning head to toe. And I liked the video cue. I thought she spoke very eloquently, just as an Aquarius always does. She also helped me realize word choice, and when she broke down the definition of revenge corn and all the other stuff, I was like, oh my God, Kenya she's eating, she's eating.
I was like, bitch, she got a point.
She has a point. And she was like, well, if it's readily available on the internet and she's already signed off on this being consumed, then it's not revenge. But she's at that point, she's absolutely right. You know, if it's already an image you agreed to be consumed publicly, it ain't revenge. It's definitely not revenge. So yeah, she definitely covered her butt on that.
And she took accountability. And she took accountability. That's what we love. That's what I loved about the video. It wasn't just a whole bunch of finger pointing about who did what, where, and why. She also came up there and took accountability for her own actions.
Definitely.
She wished she wouldn't have did it at her event, but bitch, it still stands. I think I still would have did it. But just probably not at her event. So 100, A++++, 10s across the board, Miss Moore.
It honestly sounds like to me Bravo just didn't want Kenya there no more. And they were looking for a reason to get rid of her.
Which is weird because I was so missing her energy in this last episode, which I know you haven't seen yet. I was missing Kenya's energy. It was a good episode, but I was missing her energy.
A mother hen energy is definitely missing from the show
girls. It's like
so far from what I've seen. Like we're missing that energy, very similar to Nene Leakes season 5 and season 6, especially when it was over there in Savannah and Nene, you know, she would be kind of getting the girls together.
Rally the girls together,
yeah. Like you kind of need a president. You kind of need one. You need a leader who's gonna make sure
Cynthia can't do it. No shame. Mommy be over here one day, mommy be over there another day.
Even though in this episode, it made me realize I am really enjoying Cynthia as a friend. I enjoy her little moments they give her in the edit. These little comedic asides, these little things. It's so cute for her. Where for those of us who love Cynthia and want her as a housewife, it definitely does satisfy that taste of watching her on television. But it's also not so extreme to the point where we're blowing a budget and giving her a peach about some storyline shit we really don't give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? And I love Cynthia, but it's just those days are done for her. We are no longer interested in turning the pages of her life. At least I feel like that's the consensus. We don't care about Cynthia like that no more. We like Cynthia and make sure she all right. You know, she working. We know her bills is paid. You know, she got a check, but I don't care to hear a tagline from her anymore.
I enjoy Cynthia. She still does these, even though her comedic reliefs and her comedic things are super funny. What I also enjoy about Cynthia is she's still hitting us with a light flex. When she was in that scene, and I don't know if that was last week's episode because now I'm merging them, but I know she made a comment to one of the ladies and just was discussing like if you want to work with Leon, like you need to come through me. And I just feel like even in moments like that, it's still such a slight flex. Like, bitch, this lady does have her baby daddy is Leon. Like that is like 90s royalty.
90s heartthrob.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like, bitch, she ate there. Like that's still a flex around these girls. Like, girl, you know, like new money, old money. Like, okay, girl, I see you. But this ain't the first time we been around the block, bitch. And I was like, ooh, Cynthia ate that. So I enjoy still seeing her around and trying to rally the girls. But I feel like Cynthia's still being a mess a little bit too. So she can't be the mother hen.
Definitely not. And watching Kenya's Confessionals definitely made me miss her a lot. And just going back to her revealing in her expose the fact that Bravo had invited her to the reunion and she had been disinvited. And again, going back to what I said earlier, I feel like Bravo just did not want Kenya around anymore. You know, I kind of feel like last season they were kind of over her just by how I felt like they were pushing her a little bit in the back towards a little bit in the back as it relates to the story and the narrative and just her inclusion in it. But definitely with this season, and you know, when you really think about it, Gizelle Bryant said something recently in something that got posted on the blogs in
Mhm.
reference to the whole Brit, Edie, and Kenya situation. And she was like, Brit, Edie has only been here for 30 days. And Kenya has been here for 30 years. You know,
Mhm.
I'm exaggerating the time,
Mhm.
but I'm just speaking to the fact that Brit Edie was an unproven talent yet on Bravo, and Kenya has put in the work on this show.
This story sounds so familiar. My heart goes
It
out.
feels like Bravo was looking for a reason to get rid of Kenya. Maybe it was to free up the budget. You know, Housewives isn't the juggernaut show it is anymore, so maybe it's not bringing in the money. I don't know. I'm just throwing shit
So
out
you gonna
there.
bring out you gonna bring in a bunch of new girls versus keep the old girls?
I mean, cute. Don't this happens all the time in television?
I
Like
know, that's why I say my heart
they
goes
get
out
rid of
to
the
that.
old girls and they bring in new girls. That's what
My
happens.
heart, I was in literally a similar situation. You know, we don't have to go down talk about my shit, but to feel forced or feel like you're being forced out by a network, it sucks. And especially when you don't know why. And Kenya was such a team player, and such a big player over there for the Atlanta. And
Yeah.
so I felt the same way where I once was before earlier in my career. I felt like I was in a particular network and I felt forced out. And I'm like, why? Why are you kicking me out? Like, and sometimes people
Mm-hmm.
just don't want your ass around no more.
Yeah, and that's okay. You
It's
know.
okay. And King is a boss. I know she's gonna bounce back. I know she's, I can tell from this freaking confessionals that, she ain't lost her producers hat. And so I know she's gonna still be working. I hope she get back
Yeah.
to work next season. I hope she just take a season off and they bring her back. But then again, if she may feel disrespected now, may not want to come back.
If I were Kenya, I wouldn't come back because I feel like Bravo has disrespected her
They
on
play
such
with
a
her a little bit.
level that's so unforgivable unless they made it like
They better be cutting her some Nene Leakes
uh,
shit.
or like they gave her a spinoff or something like that. Like her
I
return.
thought she had a spinoff coming with her and the baby.
No, she said she was trying to get a spinoff with her and the baby, and she couldn't get it with them. Now maybe she got it somewhere else, but
I
with
could have
them,
sworn I saw some promo somewhere with Kenya and her baby. Kenya and that little girl.
not to say something isn't coming, but as it relates to her and Bravo, no, that's yeah. Um, ultimately, it seems like Bravo wanted Kenya out, and they just were looking for a reason to get her out, and she, like the smart, chaotic Aquarius she is, she gave them the reason that they were looking for.
In a big way.
They could have saved Kenya. They could have saved Kenya when Brit threatened her with a gun. The same way they're outing Kenya, they could have outed Brit. Honestly, production has always told Kenya throughout the years, "Fuck you." When Portia pulled it out the couch, when Portia pulled off the couch, Portia came back. She was still there and get fired. They told her, "Fuck her." They told her, "Kenya, fuck you." Kenya got married with that man Mark. She ran off between seasons and got married. She came back. She couldn't go on a trip, and she was fired by the next season. Season 11, she was gone. Fuck her.
Jesus Christ.
Marlo and them terrorizing her on the show. Marlo get to stay season after season terrorizing her. Kenya, fuck you.
They got a point.
Brit says she gonna bust a cap in her and whip her.
And whip her.
Girl, fuck her. Girl, fuck you. Can you deal with it? They've always told Kenya, fuck you.
And go and sit outside.
Yes, and this is why I always tell people, because I was a part of, the same network that you're referring to. And trust me, I felt the day where they was like, oh, girl, we sick of her. We finna get rid of her. And,
I knew my day too. I knew the exact moment.
I had went to work in my mental space and was like, okay, well, if my day is a number, let me get as much as I can.
Let me do some things around
here. Oh
yeah,
let me do my own tip tapping. So that when y'all close the door on me, baby, I don't feel no way about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, girl, I got what I needed and some, and did. You know what I mean?
Close the door and walk me right into another door. Speaking of, you guys catch Bad Boys season 10 on Gemini Films this week.
Oh, congratulations! That's so amazing.
Thank you, baby. Yes, we had a good time over there with those children. They remind me of like the Zeus and the Now There's TV kids. They wow.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna clip this. I know we're talking about Housewives, but since you just brought it up, I'm gonna know. So you're working with another web reality
Yeah. So you guys tune in
production
this week.
company.
Yes, I'm
You're
currently
now with
Gemini Films. You guys check out Bad
who is
Boys season 10.
helmed by.
Karan Wilson, the
Okay.
Karan Wilson. So yeah, we produced a good project over there at Gemini Films this past few months. It was released this week. So yeah, you guys go check that out. Bad Boys season 10 on Gemini Films. It's gonna be fun. You know what's so crazy? I actually had on my Gemini Film shirt before I switched and put this on.
Oh my God. I first want to say thank you guys to 80 people watching us from where you guys
Hey!
are.
It ain't
Considering
even
this
that
was a last
down.
minute, this was a last minute live, and we have not been on very long. I appreciate it so much. Please share this live wherever you are, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or X with someone else, and get them in here. We're trying to grow this to be
And we ain't even
more.
start talking about the damn show yet.
No, we ain't started talking about housewives. No, and people just been sitting here watching us go back and forth. So I greatly
We
appreciate
talking
it.
about damn Kenya.
And now we're talking about Q. So going back to you, this is your second web reality production company you have collaborated with. How
Third.
is it? Oh, this is your third. So you
Yes,
worked
because
with.
I would my first network, everybody knows which first network I was a part of. Then I went to Brandon Studios. I'm currently still a staff member and producer at Brandon TV Studios. Check out a Brandon TV film on Netflix. We're on Netflix right now. We have the #1 spot on Netflix from Brandon TV. So shout out to them. And I also work with Gemini Films.
What's the film that's #1 on Netflix?
Oh my gosh, don't let me lie. I have it written down. I got so much going on in this brain of mine. Don't let me lie. But it's concerning children. It's concerning like young teens and being a part of the industry and they kind of, making their way and like little devilish teens, like little, not devilish, that's a bad word. Like teens who just kind of been in the industry their whole life and been given things and now they're out there in their little while. So we're kind of diving into those things. So shout out to Brandon Studios. But that's my second network. And then my third that I'm currently still active with as well. We're actually in talks now with going ahead and get another show rolling is Gemini Films. So I'm super excited about that.
In what capacity were you operating in with this
I was
production?
closed out as executive producer and I walked into another door as an executive producer.
So you executive produced this
Yes.
this show on. Oh, that's so amazing. Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
Okay, so I want to know, how was it working with this new production company versus some that you worked with in the past? Because I've only worked with one web reality production company, so my view of it is one way, So now, yeah.
This way was different for me. I would say it was different for me because
I really want to know.
I went in with my feelings and emotions not involved. My first network is because we helped garnish things over there. We helped get the train moving at the last network. This new network, I don't have to work as hard. They're already the #1 LGBT web-based reality network, period.
Are they?
They are. When it comes to subscribers.
Who said?
When it comes to subscribers, has the network that we were working with, have they crossed over 100K?
I don't know what anybody's doing.
No, I don't think so.
I just make videos so I can cause
pay your rent. But anywho, yes, Karan Films and Gemini Films is the #1.
Really?
Yes, when it comes to subscribers and when it comes to the factual things. Now I know other people love other content and they love the other. They love
about
us.
The viewership? What's the viewership giving?
Oh no, well, their viewership is different now because Gemini Films mostly all of their content is being pushed to Patreon. Is because they're a little bit more wild over there, so they want to control all their more things. But the viewership elsewhere isn't too high either. Or
I don't know about. I really don't know what anybody else is doing other than myself.
I don't know what everybody's doing. I just been hearing through the streets. I ain't been keeping up with anything, but I've been hearing through the streets.
There's definitely a shift when it comes to how people consume content, which is why you've seen Oliver shift how he puts out content. I still love
shit killing that shit. That network not even crossing 50K. and no videos.
I don't want to talk down on any.
Well, I ain't talking down. We're stating facts. Whole seasons, and you have multiple episodes. When we were crossing 150Ks, 250Ks, 3Ks, we don't 300Ks, not 3Ks, 300Ks. There are some particular networks and things that start shifting and moving like they once were, and so they're barely crossing 50K.
You know, I wish I could contribute to what they're crossing and not crossing, but my eyes haven't even laid on their channel to even consume the data, to even discuss it, you know. So I don't even know what they are. Honestly, that's not even being shady. I don't know what they are doing or what they are not doing, because I haven't even ventured over there to even see myself. And people know in my surrounding areas to not even, you know, certain things we don't even bring it up. Not to say that there's any hate or malice, because I really want everybody to succeed. You know,
Yeah,
please,
shout out to them.
please do better
I have some
and
friends
do well.
over there. I want them to do well, but we letting you know what it is.
Oh my God. Yeah, you know, I feel like, you know, the same God
Wish
that
my
has
mic was on. I would.
The same God that has blessed me
to
to see 30 to 50 million a month these last couple of months. I pray that God continues to move about on everybody else, you know, and that they too can.
But just pray for yourself. Just pray for yourself. Just bring your views to you. Just pray for yourself. Next. Oh, watch Bad Boys season 10.
But you know what? While we're talking about it, let's wrap it up. Because I will say honestly, just to close off what you just said, you know, because people do come back and tell me, you know, I know who the new cast is, because they all then came and you know have asked for advice and XYZ and XYZ and XYZ. I really want to see everybody win, you know, because it's really hard out here being queer and, you know, Black within the media space. And so irregardless of personal tiffs and riffs and stuff like that, from the conversation of being Black in media, I want everyone to do well, because I feel like if one of us does well, then we all can do well.
You are so Kenny Moore, and I am so Kenny Burgess. Kenny Moore gonna try to clean that thing up. I was watching Katie the other night. You remember when Nene was sitting there and she was crying about her mom and stuff at the reunion, and they was all like, "Let's hug Nene, let's hug Nene." Candy was like, "What I'm getting up for?" I'm sitting here listening to you, girl. This Aquarius answer, yeah, you are so Kenny Moore. Girl, bye.